What's up, guys? We're back in the art room today, and I'm gonna do another portrait today, and it's gonna be my typical style, the style that I normally draw them, to help beginner artists or artists of any level really who want to get a little better at drawing portraits. I think I put a little too much. So for anybody that's new to my page, I really try to knock off as much of this charcoal powder. All right, I think that's it right there. Today I'm gonna start with my highlighted areas, and I'm gonna keep my mask on for a bit just because I still see some floaties. Before I start on his facial features, I just want to get an idea of where his body, like how he's going to be crouched down. Right now, this is just the rough sketch part. I'm using a Bristol paper, smooth Bristol paper. So yeah, we're just getting like a basic outline of where everything's going to go. And I am just not the type of artist that can draw perfect circles. And then we are gonna add this kind of oval shape here. What we're doing is we're just cutting off the sides, and we're gonna imagine we're doing the same on this side here. I'll just make this circle a little bigger here, the side of his head, since it's going to be tilted more this way. And I'm not really going for like a perfect kind of oval shape. And this is going to be kind of like the direction of his head. So if you want him looking more downwards, you're going to make this line more this way. Right, and this is going to be his brow line. And then this top line right here, it's going to be where his hairline is going to be. Since we're dividing this into fourths, I'm going to add this other kind of curved line here. And this line is going to be the bottom of his nose. And then we have to add our fourth line here. So we just try to do an equally spaced line. So now we're just going to draw like the center line of where everything's going to be centered. And I'll round it out up until about right here where his chin's at. Down here we need to straighten this part and start squaring out his jaw. And that will go off this center line here. We're going to add a big old beard here. And then he's going to be wearing my usual kind of puffy looking cotton. I typically just like doing like these dark, kind of billowy, puffy clouds. It doesn't look like much right now, but it'll get there slowly. See, with this method, it really helps with figuring out where everything goes. I'm not gonna do the details on the face just yet until I kind of block in some of these darker areas. And then I don't want to erase these lines either just yet, so I can show you how I use them. For now, I just want to block in some areas so I can start building up my image here. As far as composition goes, I squint a lot just to help me determine where I want to place my larger shapes. So I'm not really looking for details just yet. I just want to fill in these large pieces. So this bottom right quarter here is where we're going to put his ear, and I can use my mono 0 to erase this part here. Don't really need it just yet or anymore. Or this line. That way you guys can see the ear a little better. And we'll just work on his hairline a little bit. This is kind of his brow, but his brow line, but his eyebrows are going to be a little bit higher than that line that I created. And then I mentioned how this bottom line is where his nose is going to be at. So again, just a rough shape of a nose for now. His lips will be about 1/3 of the way, so we can just break this up into thirds. And that's where his lip line is going to be. But since he has a beard, all this is going to be covered up. I'm going to erase these lines just because they kind of get in the way. As soon as you're happy with your face, the composition of where everything's at, you can start cleaning things up. I gotta figure out my light source. I typically have it above them, so it's gonna be coming down, we'll say here, but then we gotta figure out if it's gonna be like right above him, behind him, or even slightly forward, right? And I actually like using my lamp here. So that's kind of where I typically place my light source, and it just helps me figure out where everything's at. I can literally look at like my own hand and see how the light bounces around. Now I'm just going over some of the more highlighted areas. And I haven't done much, but you can already see this face starting to take shape. Maybe some light bouncing off of his beard here. This will be his shoulder area coming down. Some of this back here is like his clothing. So his arm is going to be like here. If I wanted it perfect, I'd use a grid method or a lot more technique like we did with the Loomis method to get things exact. I think a lot of my drawings come from like just repeated mistakes. Constantly, literally erasing, smudging. So it feels like I'm building something. I feel like I need to start darkening some areas to help me out here. Collarbone somewhere there. They almost look like they have black eyes when I first start. He's gonna be an old guy. Older guy, I should say. I like drawing a mix of like calm and chaos, and for me it's about showing tenacity and determination, and sometimes it's just about finding some calm in the middle of chaos. I'm building this face up and occasionally just stepping back and see where I'm going to place everything. And he's an older gentleman, so I got to add some gray hairs in here. So he may be thinking, right? Looks like he's thinking. Maybe I can add some up here to his hair. It's kind of these random little strands. And I gotta add some shape to the top here, so he's like really crouched down, just really low. It almost looks like he's flying around. I gotta ground him a little bit because he does look like he's flying. I'm gonna add like a shadow down here, which I should add if my light source is above. This just kind of grounds him. And then I'll add some hints of his feet down here. So his feet will be like right here, or his right foot. And then the other one like here maybe. I'm gonna add some dark and light areas. I just really enjoy this part. It's just how freeing it feels, and I just like how the white just kind of looks against this background. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing too crazy. Just a simple sketch for today. And I hope you guys like it. Thanks for watching.